How you doing, YouTube? Matt Massive Beer Reviews, back with a little bit of aged hopeful goodness that had quite the journey getting here. And that would be Hanssens Artisanal. It's their Oude Kriek. This is a 6.5% Kriek, and that was bottled in January of 2017. So, doing the maths. This is 2021. It is March. It's April. Holy poop. 2021. So we're, what is that? 13, 3, 4 years plus old. Typically what I do in these bottles, because this beer comes from, it's a Belgian brewery, I believe. Fresh sour cherries macerated in young lambic and oaked barrels with fermentation in the bottle. And that's pretty much it. There's not a ton on here, because typically when I get these beers in the United States, they have to slap a label on the rear of this bottle to kind of be sellable in the United States. And, the Surgeon General warning, all kinds of other stuff. Typically importers will do that. That's why these beers basically come with a labelless back, so that way when they come into the United States, they could be relabeled. Well, this actually was not sent or sold to me in the United States. It's actually sent from my boy Douglas from Douglas Beer Reviews over there in the old Netherlands. He is one of the Dutch guys that does a ton of beer reviews, and he sent off a box of beer to both me and the guys from Hanssens. And this is the one I've been kind of waiting to drink. I wanted a nice day. I wanted to drink it outside. It's a beautiful day. T-shirt, no coat, a little bit windy, so the audio might be a little bit poopy, but you guys are gonna have to deal with that. Yeah, we're gonna see how this sucker rolls. A little bit aged Kriek up in this piece. I'm almost positive. Ooh, big gust of wind. I am almost positive that this is sold in the United States. I don't remember. Oh man, my phone's almost falling over. That's how windy that gust got. I'm pretty sure it's sold in the United States. I think I remember seeing it in the United States, but I've never had this, I believe. Not that I can remember. So, but you're also talking about 4 years, which I think would be right around. Ooh, that did not have any kind of pop on it. I'm kind of nervous about that. I'm probably going to be still as still could be. But that's about where I like my lambic, my Kriek, my fruited lambic to kind of, right when they start to come in their own, right around that 4 or 5 year mark. There is a little bit of carbonation going on in this sucker, but there was not much. Like I said, when I popped this, it essentially had no hiss whatsoever. You could tell by it. I mean, it just got this rich kind of raspberry cherry kind of glow to it. Had a little bit of carbonation when I poured it, but not much else. A little bit of kind of jammy, almost like a bit and piece particulate floating around in there, but it looks all the part of a Kriek. The only poopy part is carbonation is a little bit small. Let's get a nose. All the cherries, man. All the cherries in a very beautiful way too. It doesn't come off like cherry Coke. Doesn't come off as synthetic cherry. It comes off as, they didn't just throw cherries. They said macerated cherries, but it's like almost like the stems, the seeds, everything in the cherry is actually in there, and I like that. There's this earthy characteristic to the cherry, a very organic kind of characteristic to the cherry. There's a tartness, there's a sourness to it, but I don't think it's going to get too heavy-handed. And a sweetness to it. It actually reminds me, it's very similar in the nose with that lack of sweetness that you would get to the Wisconsin Belgian Red from New Glarus. And that's kind of going backwards, associating this with one of those, but that's what it kind of pops in my brain when I think about this beer. But yeah, it smells quite nice. Cherries galore, sweet, a little bit tart. Let's dive in. Cheers. Okay. It's very tart. Very tart. The next couple sips are going to really show what's going on. I got hit with a gigantic tartness, like almost like sweet tarty levels tartness. But it's also combined with this huge wood tannin, huge oak tannin. There's a decent acidity to this beer. If I didn't take heartburn medication, I think it'd be kind of like, oh, I'm in trouble right now, but that's not the case because I do take heartburn medication. Yeah, I'm going to have to take a couple more sips, let my palate adjust for this. Yeah. Even the second one, it's like yanking my cheeks. It's like someone grabbed me like right here and it's trying to pull my cheeks back. That's the way the tartness is kind of coming off. The cherries are the star of the show, or the whole beer. But the actual beer and a tartness of it, a sourness of it, really does come through. It didn't seem that aggressive on the nose, but it definitely shows up in the taste. And that oak hit me like a 2x4 in the face with the first sip. Much, much smaller in the second one. Getting acclimated to that more than I do the tartness. Sip 3. Let's see what that holds. Yeah, that tartness is really holding on for dear life. If you like tart, acidic, but not like enamel ripping acidic, like enough to let you know you're drinking something that has a decent acidity level to it, but definitely leans more in the tart area, this is definitely going to be the beer for you. It'd definitely be the Lambic for you. But man, that oak, knowing how, this is 4 years old, and have that oak be as aggressive and as dry as it still is quite impressive. I like it. I think it's tasty. The lack of carbonation, you're talking about, a Lambic, a fruited Lambic, 4 years old. You gotta still expect some carbonation, but you're not gonna get too pooped about it, or poopy about it. But there is a soft carb to it. Even with that literally no hiss whatsoever on the beer, there is a soft carb to it. So there is the ever so slightest bit of carbonation. So it doesn't come off like a still beer. So that is kind of a bonus based off of what I thought it was going to come off like, based off the original opening. It's a very, very, very tasty beer. Thank you very much, Douglas. This is kind of, just I don't want to say quintessential Lambic, a quintessential Kriek, just because of the tartness level on this. I think is a little bit bigger than what I'm used to of the, Cantillons, Dry Fontaine, all those kind of beers. But it's quite nice and quite tasty. Thank you very much, Douglas. I don't know if I said that at the beginning. If you don't know Douglas, go check him out. It's Beers with Douglas. It does a lot of reviews in Dutch, but he does a ton of them in English too. It's really tasty stuff. Thank you very much, brother. I know how much I appreciate aged beers and beers from over there. So it's really cool that you sent this over. 'Cause it's hard to send 750s internationally. Cans are easy. But very appreciative, very tasty. Is it one of the better Krieks that I've had as of late? It's in the conversation. It's not Mount Rushmore status. I think it's absolutely beautiful. Drinks absolutely fantastic. It's just the lack of carbonation and just how aggressive the tartness is and dryness. It's just a little bit too heavy-handed for me and the way I like my Krieks to come off. Let's put it that way. But tasty nonetheless. I am going to drink this whole bottle. That can be guaranteed. Value and availability on this thing, no idea. Please let me know what you paid for it. Anybody else in the States who has purchased this, let me know what you've paid for it, and leave you with if you like what we like this beer. If you like Kriek and you like dryness, you like tartness, this is for you, man. This is like if you like Lambic Kriek and you just want it just to be a little bit more aggressive. Not getting into that sour cascade level stuff, but, just a little bit more than traditional. I think this will do you proper. There you go. Reviewing the books. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Down there, if you want to talk about it, Massive Beers. If you want to check me out doing the social media stuff, Beer Massif. If you want to check me out doing a podcasting thing, and hopefully you guys enjoyed the review. Hopefully enjoying, a little bit of goodness right now. Age goodness. Hopefully see you next time. Cheers.